And we are back. Today we're going to fix the AO, the animation overrider. But first, Ben is going to take a picture of Milt and give it to him so we can use it for a profile picture. So Milton accepts it. It will now be in the inventory. So let's open up the inventory and make sure it's there. Go over to the inventory, the button on the left. And that's the snapshot. And there we have a nice shot by the window. So now, Milt's going to right click it on his body. Going to be profile. Click on the picture. And then we are going to use this picture. OK here. Then make sure you do OK over here. And now the profile picture should be there. So right click, profile. There's the picture. If you go to click on it, you're going to get the editing screen. You're not going to see the picture anymore. To see the full picture, you would have to go and look at it in your inventory. So now let's say you want to find an AO. That's chat. So you basically say an open chat. The whole room will be able to see. So you say, where can I find a good AO? And if, let's say, the person you're talking to doesn't hear you or whatever, you can right-click on them, do instant message, IM, and then type to them directly. So that's what we're going to do. Hey Ben, where can we get some AOs? So now if you'll look where it says Ben Dunn up by his name, you'll see where it says typing. So he's responding. Oracle is, Oracle are cheap. Want a landmark? Yes, we do. So he gives it to us. We accept it. And now it's in our landmarks. Click on it. See you, and we're heading over to Oracle. And here we are at Oracle. Before I get into deep, I just want to tell you the computer system that I'm using is not a super great computer on it. I have one that's actually better than this. So if you do About Firestorm, you can find the specs, and you'll see that I've got an AMD 8350 8-core, but it's old. Right now it sells for about $130. But the RX 5700 is a pretty good video card. So that's what makes the difference. When you go into a land in a sim or an area, see the musical note? We're going to allow the music and allow now. You don't have to always allow the music because a lot of times the streams will change. So right now we're going to go to setting up the AO. So this is the HUD. So we're going to name it, and we're going to make this the default one. So once we have this set up, we're going into the store to buy the various animations. And here, I think they are 10 lindens. So you figure that's $2.50 to $2.25 lindens to the dollar. These animations are like 4 or 5 cents a piece. You see, we have walking, we have standing, there's running, hovering, flying, different things. Basically, in the beginning, you're only going to need a couple. The most important ones, I think, are standing and walking. And then, maybe a running one when you're at a big sim or running across. Doesn't look as corny. So I'm going to go in and we're going to look on this right side is the male animations. And there's some sort of guide. I'm not quite sure what it is, but the best thing to do is you get on it, you try out the different animations, and the one you like, you pick. I wouldn't go too crazy in the beginning, just pick a couple, because as you create your avatar and make it personalized, it'll take on a persona by itself, and then that AO that you got, that start and stand or whatever, just doesn't seem to work anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump on. We'll start with the first one, and see, that's a little over the top. What we want to start with is basically the walks. So as you click the next or the previous, you want to find the ones like walking on a hand is probably not a good idea in the beginning. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a couple of walks, a couple of stands, and I think maybe a hover or a land, just to show you some of them. I'm not going to go too crazy. And there'll be a trick I'll be showing you later on, because people go, oh, you just click on and you'll have a little HUD to the side for an AO. I want to use the AO HUD that's built into the Firestorm because it runs better and it's lower overhead for you and for the sims that you visit. So here I am, I've sped up the video just to make the videos a little faster. Milt is basically just trying them out and finding the few that he likes. So once we have them, they'll be in the inventory and we are going to load them into the HUD. And let's see as he goes. Before, like I was saying with the radio, sometimes you'll have a house, you'll set your radio station. So you want to set it to always accept, that music. Sometimes you go to different clubs and you have different DJs using different streams. So basically allow now for that time being. But certain places, they have always the same station, you can do allow now. So here we have the Dylan, right? And this is his off-the-shelf avatar. And what we want to do is we want to get rid of the built-in animation overrider. All right, so we're clicking on the animation overrider. We're going to detach it. Now we're going to save the outfit. We're going to do save as. Right? So the first saved outfit we have is the regular one off the shelf. And now we're going to do this one that's not going to have the AO automatically. So you don't have to go on and disconnect it, detach it every time. So now you'll see that he's just stands around and he follows the cursor. So now we're going to click on the AO and check our inventory. We're going to find the animations. There's the ones we just bought. So this is the first walk. We're going to drag it over into the... And make sure you do it right too, is because you have it on walking, then you use a walking animation. So we have the first walk in. Here is the second walk. Now, if you're only using one, you don't have to worry about cycling, but when you have multiple ones, this is where you want to set it after this one. Okay, so we have the two. You're going to put it on cycling so it jumps back and forth between the two. You can randomize the order so that it's not always 1, 2, 1, 2. Sometimes they'll do 1, 2, 3 times. 2. Makes it look a little more natural. We're going to have them last, let's say, 10 seconds. So the next one we're going to do is hovering. I bought a hovering one. I'm going to drag it over. Now watch what happens sometimes as you bring it over. They don't stay. Like it doesn't stick. It's somehow it times out the transfer. See how it didn't stay? So now we're going to drag it over again. And you just have to make sure that as you drag it over, it stayed before you jump on it and start loading other ones. And there we go. That works. So now we are going to do, I think landing. All right, we'll do landing because it's only the one landing. And see, as these, it's adult, child, teen. I'm not quite sure what the difference. They look the same to me, but I just load the adult. And see, another one that didn't take. I can't find the pattern why that does that, but like I said, just make sure that it sticks in there before you move on. There we're good. So now we're going to have the stands. And we got 4 of them. So I'm going to speed up the video here because basically I just need to slide them all over and to finish up the HUD. So again, as I was saying before, you can have an AO HUD and you just wear it. A little HUD, a little menu will appear on the screen. And that's what they always used to use, or like many people used to use. But the thing is, it uses more resources than it has to. And I find this easier, and I find it easier to make different things. All right, so we have our four stands. We're going to cycle them. We're going to randomize the order, and we're going to set it for 10 seconds. We're going to make this the whole default, right? It's built-in default AO. We should be go. We click on the corner, like the little one. And there we are. So now we have animations that we have much more control over than the one that we got off from our off-the-shelf avatar. Right? A little bit cooler looking. And sometimes you say, you know what? I don't like that. You could just delete that one. Like, let's say you have the 4, and then like the one just kind of annoys you. You just click on it, delete it, in the little garbage pail, and it doesn't delete it from your inventory. It just deletes it from this animation overrider set you have created. So now, sometimes when you go on a dance pad or you're changing something like that, you'll click on your AO and it won't start immediately. That's where I use that circle. That's the stop animation. Sometimes it stops the previous animation and lets your AO start. Sometimes you have to click that. This browser doesn't seem to do it. This viewer, the latest one, Firestorm, doesn't seem to do it as much as the other ones. But if you ever need to, just click that stop. Now also too is when you're setting up your avatar and you have the AO going, you can hit this pose button and you can set it up. So if you're trying clothes, you wanted to see how they looked, you could use this. And now, like I had said earlier video, you do not have to keep this avatar that you started with. And you can do it male or female. Now you'll see in the beginning a lot of these bitsies, and they are actually, the parts are interchangeable. You can go change parts between these things. But more of that in the next video.